If you're planning on going away this year or next year, this is really important for you. Because the last time I went away, a good mate of mine got stung with a massive phone bill, and I don't want that to happen to any of you. And with Saily, it never will. All you've got to do is click the link in the description below, choose the amount of data and time frame that suits your trip, and then you just install the eSIM on your phone, and when you land at your destination, you will activate your plan instantly. And with Saily, you won't get those massive phone bills when you're away. You won't have to log into the hotel Wi-Fi, and then you get no connection until you get your next destination. You will be well connected wherever you are. So even if you're not going away for a few months, download it now so it's ready there. You will thank me later. And with my code, you're going to get a really cheap deal. Go to saily.com/kickoff and you'll get 15% off your first purchase, which is going to make this super cheap. So enjoy Saily, enjoy the great connectivity, enjoy the good price, and enjoy your holiday. And even if you're not going away till next summer, do it now because you're supporting the channel. Cheers. Welcome back to the kickoff. What a day I'm having. Newcastle have lost 1-0 to Sunderland. Voltemada own goal. Fuck me. Lads.
Yeah. It's a star boy, though. He's a star boy, KG. We've kept hearing about how good Voltemada is. Do you know what? It was actually a good finish. It was a good finish.
It was an absolute peach of a finish. And you know what? This day, I'm so happy for this day because this guy has been able to do so many of these shows, the kickoff, where he just sits down and laughs because his rivals are not there. His real rival is not there. He thinks he has a rival with me. And I'm like, mate, I don't even know who you are, mate, when it comes to this football stuff. So then guess what? His rivals finally get promoted and they're in there, the Black Cats. And those Black Cats took a big shit on Newcastle, bro. Those Black Cats, it was diarrhea settings, bro. They were stronger than them. Newcastle didn't even wear their correct kit. They came in the wrong outfit. When they dressed like that, I knew they weren't ready for this derby, bro. One team was up for it, bro. Voltemada needs to be reminded, you don't play for the Black Cats, mate. You might have been linked with them because transfer business, Newcastle take long. But look at them. Look at that man. That man is in the dumps. That man is in the ditch. And I love it, bro. I'm living for this moment. I've witnessed Liverpool beat us. Man City beat us. Look at him. Now, look at
I mean,
so happy.
You've just got to take it as well. He's just got to take it,
bro. I've looked at that man. That is the true Geordie, bro. But right now, he looks like he's the telling lies Geordie, bro. Look at his face. That's a man that's going through it emotionally, and I'm here for you every step of the way. I'm your emotional support friend, mate. There you go.
I feel like before Brian goes, I feel like we give him a lot of banter here, but he needs us right now, KG. Do you know what I mean?
Right, let's be there for
this
him.
is a moment like we can give him all the banter, but it's a bad time for him.
Do you know?
We need to support the Geordies
Let's
right now.
talk to him about how expensive his players are and how they didn't show up. That's good friendship. Let's talk about
I've got a stat for you, KG. Listen to this, right?
Yeah.
How much, Brian, did Johan Visser cost?
55 million.
For 55 million, they got a starting goalkeeper, a starting centre-back, a starting right-back, a starting DM.
Sunderland, you mean,
and a starting centre-forward.
No way.
Yeah.
I think that's what really compiles this on how bad this is. Because I looked before the game and like XG, how reliable is it? You know, people outperform it often, but Sunderland are in the bottom 4 for chance creation, goals expected, and goals against expected. So then they're outperforming really where they should be. They should not be anywhere near where they are. They've got a hell of a keeper. And I was thinking, surely at some point, that's not good. Exactly, mate. That's not going to be sustainable when you look at how much money we've spent, when you look at how much money they've spent. And the fact that Eddie Howe is multiple years into the 5-year plan or whatever you want to call this fucking thing I'm witnessing right now. And Sunderland have just literally cobbled together a squad like that, basically for Elanga, Wissa and Jacob Ramsey. They've cobbled together an entire squad and they have come and they've embarrassed us today. Absolutely. And that is not something that Newcastle can continue to overlook. And we've been overlooking things all season. There's been horror shows against West Ham where our away form, well, of course we're going to beat West Ham. They're terrible. Of course, then against Brentford, same thing. And this, for me, this game, coming the whole time, I was like, we're really going to find out what we are in this game because occasionally we'll have the odd good performance like against Everton, like against Man City. But generally speaking, and this is the thing I'm arriving at now, I hate watching Eddie Howe's Newcastle team play football. I hate it. And I'm fucking sick of it. We've had 2, maybe 3 good performances this season. Maybe a decent spell here and there in games. We've had so many bad performances this season. And that one for me, we're playing a newly promoted side who are our biggest rivals.
Yes.
And we did not have a shot until about the 60th minute. After that even. We did not have a shot in the first half. We didn't even have a shot, right? We just parked the bus, sat in, and we showed no ambition when we got the ball. When we got the ball, no patterns of play. What was the plan? And here's the problem with this. If it was a one-off bad performance, you could be like, well, it happens. Some people, after Champions League, you underperform. This is all the time. I'm so sick of it. And it's like,
so when really you say this, am I hearing you right? Because are your manager out? Do you want him to go?
Well, let me get into it, right? Because I want to, I'll tell you now, I'm not Eddie Howe in. No way. I'm not begging for him to stay. Because what sometimes what happens is a manager hits a ceiling, they peak, maybe that was the cup, and managers have to evolve. They have to improve. You have to say, where is this going? There's not a Newcastle fan who's being honest with himself out there right now who can sit there and go, I know exactly where Eddie Howe is taking us. If I can be critical of Amorim and go, is he improving players? What's the style of play? Where is this going? I have to do the same to my own team. There's nothing we can look at in that performance and go, that's what we can put some stock into. And this is not a one-off, man. Like I say, I hate watching Newcastle.
No, but can't you blame the players in this one? Honestly, while banter aside, they did not show up for the fight today. You saw Sunderland.
Do you think the players? Do you think the players? No, the players didn't show up, but they've not been showing up. Like, this is not a one-off game, mate. Yes, all right. Voldemort scores an own goal. Poor lad probably thought that's the best cross I've had all fucking season because these wankers on the wing. I might as well fucking try and knock it in. First fucking decent cross he's had in fucking months. Wankers.
So then who is it? Wait, so who's the players that let you down? Because I thought Gordon looked like he was up for it today. Like he was
off it. He's a fraud, man. He's an absolute fraud. I'm sick to death of Newcastle fans. Anthony Gordon. Before the game, he's going to be mate. This guy turns up against utter dog shit sides, has a decent game. He's a penalty merchant. In history, how many wingers do you know are only contributing when they score a penalty? You're supposed to create goals. You know the last time he created a Premier League goal, lads? January. No. We're in fucking December, man. He's in the fucking England team. He's a fucking fraud. Alanga. I tell you what, Alanga, it's really fucking worrying.
You told me we done beautiful business. Great. You were so proud of yourselves when you got a player from United. And now look at you.
I was hopeful because his stats last season were half decent. But here's the problem, right? We do not play football under Eddie Howe anymore. Honestly, in possession, there is no identity. There is no clue. So when you look at what previously worked for Eddie Howe, if you remember back to 2023 when we finished in the top 4, it was high pressing. We're not good at football. We're good at winning the ball in dangerous areas and then quickly get it in behind. Quickly, Issa, quickly. Don't fuck around with it, right?
I didn't want to bring him up. But I feel like it might be necessary.
Come on, let's not get stupid. If he's having a good time right now, we can bring him up. He's not. He's in the dregs of society.
But Isak misses Newcastle and Newcastle look like they miss Isak. Is that fair to say?
No, the point is the style of football, mate. We've stopped doing what worked. Eddie Howe does not understand how to play possession-based football. He does not understand how to do proper in-possession build-up play, right? Which is what we need to do to go to the next level. You look at Man City, you look at Arsenal, all of the top teams know how to keep the ball well. We do not know how to do that. All Eddie Howe knows how to do is press you high, win the ball high up the pitch, and then quickly in behind. And because we're not doing that anymore, we're not pressing. You look at the Sunderland. Sunderland aren't a good fucking... Do you know the saddest thing about today? The goal they scored wasn't even by them. They're fucking shite themselves.
No, they're not shite.
They're not shite. They're shit, mate.
No,
they're shit. That's do you know what's sad? We're even worse. That's what the sad thing is.
I need some good pushback from you. I know
this is the thing. all it is, KG, is he's in a difficult time right now. So I'm being as sensitive as I properly can because I feel the pain. I feel it viscerally.
You went to Sunderland and you sat off them and you didn't press them. They're not, and you let them have the ball. That in a derby against a newly promoted side. I'm sorry, but I can't ever fucking. This is after a whole season of watching a team who, when they get the ball, they don't look like they've got a plan A, much less a plan B. The passing is so sloppy. We look like on the training ground, all we do is practice off the ball stuff like trying to be, catch them out on the counter attack or something. We don't look like we even pass the ball in training. How many sloppy passes when you watch Newcastle can you count? You'll fucking run out of numbers.
But then we have to say this though, Sunderland taking some big points for some teams though. If we're being
this is the thing. What I was about to say is, I actually think Brian's doing a disservice to Sunderland, and I think his point would actually be benefited by the fact of saying, do you know what? They're actually a decent team. They've beaten us. They made us look like a bunch of clowns in the last game.
Do you think that they played
us.
well today on the ball?
They did.
Do you really think they played well?
They did it, but the fact of the matter is they're getting results. They're getting results.
But that's the point, though, is it's how you lose, mate. And when you turn up and you let a team who are really struggling to score goals this season and are lacking in quality, and you don't have a go at them. That's my problem. We didn't have a go at them.
No, but I feel like Sunderland the game was going to be won in the midfield. And they were stronger than you. They ran harder. They wanted it more.
Because Eddie Howe told the team, and I'm sick of Eddie Howe shrugging his shoulders and acting like he doesn't know why things are happening. Why do we keep conceding late in games, Eddie? Well, I don't know. Why are we not able to create enough chances, Eddie? I don't know. That's what he says in his fucking press conferences. And the reason is staring him blue in the face because you can't keep possession. You're not comfortable in possession as a team. Players like Sandro Tonali, another fraud who's being exposed this season. I'm sorry, but he's a fucking joke, mate. You can run around like a headless chicken. In possession, you've got a 19-year-old Lewis Miley who looks a bit more composed than he does. It's an absolute joke. Honestly, people will call him the best midfielder in the league in our fan base, in the last 12 months. He had some good games, don't get us wrong. Mate, he's a fucking mile away.
He's a out of this squad.
Out of this squad, Brian.
Where was... What
Bruno's the only player who actually looked like he was fucking trying today, who really had a bit of fucking like, we have to fucking do this. I'm sorry, but it just comes down to Eddie Howe. His plan today, what the fuck was it? And I'm not just about today. How many games this season have I watched where we're like clueless?
So we go to the starting 11, Brian. Would you have put, based on the players you have available, Botman's out, would you have done a different starting 11 from that? Let's just go off that first.
I'll give you an example, right? Harvey Barnes was a contender for Player of the Month last month. He was in elite form. On the ball, he has probably a bit more quality than almost all of our squad, especially Anthony Gordon, right? Anthony Gordon is good when he's playing against a slow fullback. Outside of that, he's fucked, right? The minute Anthony Gordon does anything in a game, Eddie Howe, because he's got his favourite, got to drop Barnes immediately, drop him immediately. And it's like, what the fuck are you watching? Like, Anthony Gordon has been terrible for a whole year, and he has a good half year in there, and immediately Harvey Barnes, who's been winning games on his own, is out of the side. That is classic Eddie Howe. He's got his favourites, and I'm sick to death.
Do you know what's crazy though? Because I'm looking at the stats of this game right now, and literally both teams, 4 shots. You had more shots on target. They had 1 shot in target. Obviously, you lot scored an own goal. But then you're looking at possession, 52% for them, 48% for you.
No, but you're talking about late in the game where they had a goal, right? They had a goal to sit on. I'm talking about when it's 0-0 and we're going to a team that's just been promoted. And in the first half, there was a point where they had 72% possession and we didn't have a fucking shot until the 60th minute. That is a disgrace. Eddie Howe won us a trophy. I love him forever for that. But we're getting to a point where, and I knew coming into this game that we were going to find out some harsh realities because it's been like this all season. Lots of bad games, a couple of decent performances here and there. This is not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable under Mike Ashley's era, let alone now.
Isn't the harsh reality though? Isn't the harsh reality, Brian, not necessarily an indictment against Eddie Howe, who's been having to piece together a lot of things with this squad? The indictment is against the board and the way they've recruited.
No, because they're all Eddie Howe's players, mate. I'm sorry. Eddie Howe has literally got his fingerprints over the whole fucking team. Every player in that side is there because Eddie Howe wants them there.
Absolutely.
And he's had so much money. This is all on him. 10,000% on Eddie Howe. If you can get all the credit when we win a cup, you get all the credit when it goes bad, because it's all on him either way. And that's what I hate about football fans. When they love a manager, the fucking praise him when it's going well, and when it's going bad, it's not his fault. It's either all or nothing. It's all.
Well, we've kind of now realized that all this stuff about Newcastle being held back financially and stuff. Well, Sunderland turned out with a team is not even close, and they're competing. They've really competed throughout the league, so those excuses don't wash really anymore. And this game really explains what's going on in terms of levels, really. Like, they've come up and they've actually been a breath of fresh air in this league. I'll be honest. I thought they was going to struggle. They are not struggling. Now you're knowing that stadium is a stadium of light. It's a hard place to go to, for sure. They made it difficult, man. I think they all finish above Newcastle this season.
Do you know what pisses me off about it? No, you know what pisses me off? If I'm going to give Sunderland credit for anything, it's not the quality, because they have very little, and that is very frustrating for me. It's the fact that they didn't bottle it and we did, and that in a local derby is unforgivable. They wanted it more than we did. They were willing to go the extra mile. And let's be real here. People are going to criticize Voldemort but why did that goal happen? Because they were going for it and putting crosses in and forcing us to have to, do I fucking stay? I'll just get a fucking head on it. I'll try and knock it out, and it goes in. The fact that Voldemort wasn't at the other end getting crosses in like that is the problem here. And I'm sick to death of Eddie week in, week out. And it's so funny because Wissa came on, now changed, right? He wasn't getting any fucking service either. You could put a prime Alan Shearer in this side. It would not make a blind bit of difference. We would not be scoring a lot of goals because we do not create enough chances.
Sounds like you made up your mind.
We don't have control of the game in the middle of the pot. We're not, passages of players, you said earlier. And the wingers are generally shite most games. And Eddie, when this is going wrong, is not showing us, I can change this. For example, you're 1-0 down, right? Yes, Voldemort, it's a bit of a nightmare. Throw Wissa on next to him. Throw the fucking lot of them. Catapults the pit. Why are you because this is the thing about Voldemort. One thing we've seen, and we know for a fact, clearly by the second half, he can finish, right?
Yes.
He's the best finisher at the club. Despite the fact that we're a fucking bunch of morons and we don't give him the penalties, he actually can finish. Even if he's having a bad game or whatever's going on, it can fall to him and he can barely have a touch all game, he can score. To take him off in that moment, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, if you're going to go for it, then fucking go for it,
No,
mate.
He's done that because, remember, you got the situation, Vissa's going to miss AFCON because he wants to really support the club. He's giving up on his nation.
Put them both up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now, if he's going to take off, he took off the strike. He's trying to say, I'm going to believe in you, Wissa. I'm going to give you a shot. I'm going to give you a chance.
Yeah. Play him up front next to Voldemort. We're 1-0 down, man. And this is the thing. It's 4-3-3. 4-3-3. Unless we go 5 at the back when we're being even more cowardly. And
who would you expect to deliver the whipping, though? Because I know Gordon's going to cross.
They've got 2 unbelievable wing-backs. This is the thing. Your wingers are your weak point and your wing-backs are your strong point. I honestly don't get why you aren't playing 5 at the back. I don't agree that it's a cowardly formation. I actually think it would be the formation that would get the most.
Playing it in a. That's not how we play it. No. Listen. He's talking about Lewis Hall and Livramento. But the problem is, we could play with wing backs, yes, but the way we play, it's a really stale, cowardly way of playing when we have 5 at the back. It's not with wing backs bombing, overlapping, and all of that. We don't do that, right? And here's the main issue. Eddie Howe has one way of playing, and that way of playing is not working anymore. And he has not got a plan B. So we're fucked. And because we've got, a decent amount of talent in the side, sometimes we can snatch results here and there. But let's make one thing abundantly clear. It is not working. under Eddie Howe right now. And I hate watching us under Eddie Howe right now. I've hated it. From the start of the season, there's been about 2 good games to watch. It's been fucking terrible. And Eddie has been saying, oh, it'll click soon. It's not coming, mate. It's not happening.
Have you got an eye on a manager that you want next?
No, I don't. And that's probably why is it Eddie Howe out? It's not necessarily, I'm not saying, I want it to turn around under Eddie because there's an affection there from the fans that we love what he's done for us till now. But do you think, am I saying anything to give me any belief that,
mate, if this wasn't me,
here's the thing, Eddie Howe. No one's creating for your strikers, you fucking idiot. How do I say this every week and nothing changes?
Well, again, if this is me, I've been in this situation many times with Ten Hag and especially with Amran. You've asked me the same question. Knowing all that you know right now, why are you still backing him then, mate? Why are you still saying? Because you sound very similar to me, Hag era, me, Amram, when I'm like, I don't know why I want this guy to be here if I know this is what he does.
I think with Man United, you guys had been to the promised land and you had a lot more success. Because we haven't had the success and Eddie's brought some success.
Okay.
You want to give him a bit more of a fucking leash.
Okay, I hear it. That makes sense.
But he's got to meet us halfway in that. And I'm not seeing anything. Like, check this out. We paid 40 million for Jacob fucking Ramsey, and yet he can't get near the starting 11. Like, Joe Willock, who fucking Steve Bruce signed, is starting over Jacob Ramsey. 40 fucking million we've just signed. Like, there are so many red flags going off left, right, and centre. I don't know where to start, lads. This is probably going to sound like the ramblings of an absolute lunatic when I watch it back, because
I love it.
There's so much wrong. There is so much wrong. And again, we're not just technically poor, we're mentally weak. That's like, to turn up to a derby like that, and it's not just a derby, we have lost more points from winning positions than any other Premier League side this season. Not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League as well.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
And it's like, you know, there's one reason right now that I could sit here and go, Eddie Howe should stay, and that's the only reason from what I'm watching right now, and this is the only reason. It might get worse if we get someone else. That's the best case I can.
Damn.
That's my only defense for him in court right now. It may be worse with someone else. That's not good, is
there
it?
a missing? So when obviously, I still think there's something in Gordon, but we can agree to disagree in that.
Mate, he's dog shit.
Is there anything in the defense? Because I like that Towel guy that you got. Do you lot need a new centre back? What is going on?
Newcastle United, and it's really as simple as this. Eddie Howe, because of the pressing style we used to have and the physical style that we're well renowned for, he likes big, strong, fast players. Joe Linton is the prototype for Eddie Howe footballer, right? Now, what's the problem with Joe Linton? He can't pass the ball 5 fucking yards, right? That's exactly what Newcastle are. No offense, love Joe Linton, man of the match probably when we won the cup. But that is the problem here. There's too many runners and ball chasers and not enough players that when you do get the ball, go, I know what to do with it. Tonali, another one. Too poor when we're on the ball. Those wingers today, people are slating Voldemort online. And I'm like, right, like I said earlier in the season, when we watched Darwin Núñez for Liverpool missing chance after chance after chance, he was rightly criticised. When you as a striker, your wingers can't beat their man and even get a ball into you, and you're not getting any chances, and then Wissa comes on, he's not getting any chances.
Yeah.
Do you see what the fucking problem is here? And the midfield can't keep a hold of the ball for us to create chances through the middle either. There's no one who can take that ball from the centre spot and move it up into the striker.
That could be mainly thing, innit? You lot would want to bring him in on loan, because he sounds like the missing piece. If you're, he needs game time.
But we just look so clueless, man. And I feel like that's where I'm so low on Eddie Howe right now. Is because he's had 250 million to spend in the summer. I have no faith that he could bring a player in and change this right now, because he doesn't look like he wants to change it. It's the same thing every week. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And he sits there and he goes, I don't know why we keep conceding late in games. You can't keep the ball, Eddie. You can't keep the fucking ball. How much clearer does that have to be when you see Joe Linton making sloppy passes week in, week out? Do you know the fucking mountains Lewis Miley's had to move just to displace Joe Linton? That should have happened fucking months ago.
Yeah.
At the end of last season, I thought about 2 years. Creative midfielders. You gotta have players in the middle of the park who can keep a hold of the ball and aren't just big, strong runners, man. This is a game of football, man. It ain't a fucking triathlon. Oh.
I have to say that I'm looking at it, right? And I'm looking at the transfers now. And I see the 278 million euros that you spent in the summer.
Doesn't make sense.
And I'm going, Voltemada, wonderful signing, really
Quality.
good. Malek Chal looks really, really good as well. 24 years old. He looks like a really good centre back, right? Beyond that, there was nothing there. So if the problem is Eddie Howe and his tactics, that's one thing, right? But the first thing that I would be doing if I was there in Newcastle would be getting him completely away from the transfers. If these are his transfers, they're clearly not working. And there's no excuses anymore for Newcastle. You haven't been held back by FFP because you've spent over 200 million euros. You've spent a crazy amount. And this is the worst part of it now is you've had the money and you've not done enough with it. And this is the thing, like, you look at this is why I keep going back to Sunderland, because I think it's a really interesting comparison, right? They've had to build a team from a championship team. And by the way, that championship team wasn't anywhere near it. At the top of the championship.
We beat them last season in the cup. They didn't belong in the same pitch as us. We absolutely battered them.
Exactly.
But then what you have an issue with is I look at both of your squads and it looks like you lot spent the same amount of money.
Can I just say one thing?
In terms of quality, the one person that is different is the Voltemada. I think he's quality. I actually really love him.
I feel so sorry for this guy. We've let him down so badly, and I know that, because no offense, but you know how fans can be thick. There'll be some fans out there who'll see Voltemada score the own goal, they'll pile in on him, and it's like, you do realise Prime Shearer would have failed in this dog shit side that we've got right now. He is a possession-based footballer. If you pluck Voltemada out of our side and you put him in the Arsenal side, my days, he would have had it off, man. He would have fucking smashed it this season. He is so out of our league, and yet we are making him look worse because we are so shit. And here's the killer for Eddie Howe. I'm going to really put the fucking nail in it right now. We are absolutely in decline under Eddie Howe, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. That 2023 side that got us top four, not only was it better to watch, that side, the aggression, the intensity is our identity that Eddie Howe was scored with. Where was the intensity tonight? That team batters this Eddie Howe side. It destroys us. And even though some of those players, maybe it'd be Almiron in the fucking start 11, maybe Sean Longstaff was in the start 11, players who we wouldn't necessarily put up there, but the functionality of that side, the way it was working, it was way better. And the fact is sometimes managers, they run out of ideas, the messaging goes stale, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now with Eddie Howe. So
I say, give it the Man United game. That's going to let you know. If we get a result against you guys, then you know it's got to go.
In January, he needs to pull the fucking ripcord of all ripcords and bring in some players to save his goddamn managerial career at Newcastle.
I think you've spent the money.
I don't think you've got any left. We haven't. The eSIM money's still there. Believe it or not, we haven't even touched the eSIM money yet. Now, we are linked with some of the young European, like Smith players who are, he's called the next Kevin De Bruyne. Is he? Who fuck knows? The point is,
he's 19.
If he's any good, you got to fucking go for something. You've got.
Jacob's talented, and he can move the ball. He's a good player, and he ain't getting the minutes.
Who?
Jacob Ramsey.
Jacob Ramsey, mate.
He hates him.
I seen him in the last game, mate. Fuck me.
You don't rate him anymore.
Mate, him and Alanga are having generational fucking stinkers week in, week out, mate. They're not alone. I'm not having Anthony Gordon's the biggest fraud in the Premier League, in my opinion. You got a winger taking penalties and he's like doing these mad celebrations. It's like, do you know your job's to create goals, mate? Like, oh man. Anyway, I don't know where the fuck we go from here, mate. I think the board will ride it out with Eddie. I don't think they're not going to do anything rash. But I think if things don't massively change towards the end of the season, there's no reason to continue with this from what we're watching right now. There's nothing.
Do you not think you need a director of football to come in for January?
We've got one.
Would you worry about? Yeah, good, because you need it. Because would you worry about Eddie Howe being in control of those transfers in January?
Well, previously,
I would be shitting myself.
Eddie Howe's previous track record, if you look at Livramento, Bruno Guimaraes, Lewis Hall, Sandro Tonali, Alexander Isak, he's had a good track record overall. He balls this summer up massively. And I don't really know where we go with that. But he definitely needs some guidance. And more so, stop buying players in the Premier League. There's no value there.
Really?
You've been absolutely rinsed.
True.
I mean, Aston Villa must be laughing their cocks off. They sold a fucking a sixth-choice fucking midfielder for 40 million. They must be laughing all the way to the bank. But yeah,
I think your manager's not getting the best. But yeah, we can end on that. But I'm saying your manager's not getting the best out of Jacob. I think he's a good player. And even if you talk about playing on the counter-attack, well, that's what Elanga does. So I don't know why there's no service.
Because teams are sitting deep against us as well.
Okay.
And they know we don't have the IQ in our midfield to work that out. We haven't got... Anthony Gordon is just a runner. Elanga is a runner. Tonali, runner. Joe Linton, runner. Bruno, he's got a bit more to him. Miley's a young lad, he's got a bit more to him. There's not enough football IQ in this side, and that is all Eddie Howe's fault, 1,000% on Eddie Howe. And I'm not having anyone making excuses for him. When you sit in against Sunderland, newly promoted, XG, bottom 5 on everything, I'm sorry, they were there, we had a go at, and we bottled it.
Who's the biggest club up there then?
Oh, don't even, yeah.
Well, he's going to love
it's funny. We'll probably still finish above them this season.
No, you won't. That's copium, bro.
So good.
The city's red and white. It's not
so
black and white at the moment, mate.
How much longer has he got, Brian? Because I'm looking at your fixtures now.
He's lucky I'm not fucking chairman, that's for damn sure. We'll be having a serious chat tonight.
I'm looking at the fixtures, right? You got Chelsea at home, which you'll inevitably win.
Yes.
Then you got Man United. Then you got Burnley. Then you got Palace.
Yeah, it's not like
I'm worried about.
It isn't
those
about
games.
that anymore for Newcastle. It isn't about like we don't look at fixtures and go, yeah, well we can pick up points there. I go into every game as I did today. Low expectations. Because even when you don't create chances for your striker and you concede goals every game, how the fuck can you expect to win? Like, this is so basic. And I listen to a lot of Newcastle and it seems so, the optimism, I wonder where it comes from. We don't create chances for the striker. And yet, and this blows my mind. And it's not just because I'm a big fan of Altamora. How the fuck are you expecting him to do it all on his own? There's a reason Alexander Isak has gone from what looked like a world beater to dog shit overnight. He isn't getting the service that he used to get. And Newcastle are doing the same thing to Altamora and Wissa there. We're going to lose games. It's as simple as that.
Also, by the way, if you don't finish in the European places this season, which I think is a realistic shout now, if you look
more likely than not now, yeah.
If you're looking at some of those other clubs, that, even Bournemouth are in 14th, they could have a late charge, right? Are you looking at someone like a Bruno and going, I'm worried about what he's going to do in the summer? Bearing in mind, he's through and through.
I'm not worried about Bruno. I'm worried about others. I'm worried about Livramento, who just delayed his contract talks, who Man City... And this goes all the way back to the fucking kickoff when I said Pep Guardiola will love him. He's a Pep Guardiola player. Fucking Pep's all over him now.
Yeah.
Players like Lewis Hall, players who've got the future in front of them who actually can contribute. What I'm not worried about, I mean, I just wish we could sell players like Anthony Gordon, and fucking just cash in on a few of these time wasters and get some players in who actually want to pass the ball to the striker. That's all I'm wanting.
I think I'm not going to lie, I'll call it out. I think your Gordon thing might be a bit of an agenda still. He's not your worst player. He's not your worst player.
If you watch him,
if he's one of the most highly paid players at the club and he's got no assists since fucking January in the league, what on earth is right about that?
Who scores the goals?
Faltamada, literally.
And him. He's involved. He's involved, right?
Anthony Gordon scores penalties that should be getting given to the striker. And that's another thing that does my fucking...
Who won those penalties? Wasn't that Gordon?
Faltamada won the last penalty.
Sounds kind of crazy.
Anyway, this is small potatoes compared to the problems we've got. Newcastle, we're a disaster club right now, and we're getting exposed. And I have to just take it on the chin, mate. Fuck me.
This is one of the best days of my life.
Before we go, Brian, I want a prediction now because I want to look back on this moment. Where do Newcastle finish this season? I'm sorry, KG, think about your answer because I want to know
Above,
you.
no, we should just say above Sunderland or below them. That's easy. That'll be more fun.
Well, that's easy because Sunderland will finish above them.
Sunderland finish above them.
I think we're just a mid-table side now. I just think we're just an average side. Simple as that, really.
Will you finish above Sunderland?
Yeah, I think we will. I think they're shit. Here's the thing about Sunderland. They're one game a week. They're performing quite well, outperforming their XG. They were not good today. They fought hard, but I'm talking about in terms of quality of football, they weren't good. And look, you can go. We did this with Rafa Benitez. We finished about mid-table, kind of playing that sort of stuff. Fair fucks, right? But Newcastle still have more talent than them. If we don't finish above them, then Eddie Howe, absolutely, that removes all doubt. Then the cup means fuck all in that scenario because you've just failed beyond belief there. So that would make the decision on Eddie Howe very, very easy if that happens. We'll see. We'll see, lads. Thanks for joining us, I guess.
I have you back, man. Anytime, bro. I've got you. Anytime you need a shoulder to cry on, I've got you, bro.
Yeah. Nice one, lads. If you could hit the like button.
Give him a comment, please.
Oh.
Give him something. He needs something, please. It's Kim, man. Subscribe to the channel at least.
Man,
because fuck me, he needs it.
Honestly, this is a really, really tough one.
Hit the like button.
Yes. Subscribe. See you later. Cheers. Bye.